Hello, everybody. Sorry, it feels like it's been forever since I've done anything. Whether it's reading comic books, or watching Batman vs. Superman, or, watching the last couple of games Kobe's going to have in the league. We're going to miss you, Kobe. I think it's time to come back to doing the special unboxings, and so, as always, no, I'm not going to be unboxing a Superman comic book. But I am going to be going back to good old Rwby. This week we're going to do Nora. I'm kind of worried for the hammer and her hand. Like I said, usually these particular action figures and statues from Todd McFarlane can be a little difficult to get in. So we're going to get right into it. Obviously, as you can tell, I'm already getting her out. So obviously, like I said before, I do worry every single time about getting out the weapons and taking off these little twisty tie things, because the fact of the matter is I don't want to break them, and I know they won't. But at the same point too, not port. Port is not a word. I also feel like that it does and is going to break, no matter how much I know. Oh, looks like she decided to come out early. So there's Nora, the figure. I like their little ways of hiding things on these. But the texture on this one actually is also really good. Like, her blouse is actually kind of textured, her sleeves are kind of textured, her hand is actually quite textured. Her hair is actually really well done. It's kind of got that swaying look. The corset, I never really noticed many of the designs, and actually on the back it's got the boop symbol, so that's actually kind of cool. So yeah, again, always I'm rather impressed by the detail of these. And actually, I subscribed to Todd McFarlane on Facebook and was watching some of the statues that he has coming out. And he did a release for one for Negan on The Walking Dead, which, if you haven't been watching it, shame on you. And again, he was talking about how detailed they all are, and it's true, they're extremely detailed. So it looks like with this particular one, it's actually going to be the hammer that sticks in this time, and not the feet, which is really kind of strange. So I'm actually kind of interested to see how this will play out. Okay. I'm assuming that that's where she grabs, or putting her feet on anyway. Well, talking a little bit about Nora now. I always kind of thought it was interesting that they paired her with Ren, mainly because they are so opposite, but yet they seem to be quite happy with each other. They always liked hanging out and blah blah blah. I think that's something else that will be interesting to see develop over time, is the relationship between Nora and Ren, because the fact is that they've been friends for a long time, as it's been kind of previously stated, and I would like to actually think and ponder to myself that maybe that they've actually will become a love interest, and Nora's not given any leeway. She's actually given me lots of grief. The thing that sucks about these is, like I was saying earlier, they don't ever seem to have a sure way to just put them on. You can't just pull off a hilt or anything like that. It's they have to make it as tight and as hard as possible to get on because, you know, who doesn't like functionality as well? But they do look very well. They do look very detailed. So I don't know. Like I was saying, I think here in the next season we will see something develop between the two. I don't know whether that means that they're going to fade apart from each other, or whether they're going to actually kind of pursue a more serious relationship. I would hope that they would choose the serious relationship, but Miles and Monty didn't seem to really want to write a very happy story. So I do wonder if they are actually going to have those two break apart, maybe even become rivals or something like that. You know, something like that will happen. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how they formulate the future, especially now that supposedly Rwby has joined up with them and formed what is supposedly going to be called Team Ranger, is what the rumors are saying. I don't know if they're true or not, but I really think that it's going to be quite a dramatic change for the series in the next coming season, especially, although I don't know how much more crazy it can change now, considering what happened. Yet again, I'm not going to spoil anything because I'm not that type of person until I know that I've given enough time. I still don't even post stuff about Star Wars on Facebook or anything like that, and that's about to come out on Blu-ray. Although I did decide that when something comes out on Blu-ray, I think that's kind of the perfect time to be able to say, all right, you know, now it's out on Blu-ray. I think it's safe to say that enough people have seen it. So I kind of feel like that anyway. I'm actually thinking that it's going to actually be set around this way. Because that's the way she shoots it off, right? Like, she's holding on to it like that. I think that's how it would go. But again, there is actually like a little slot for her foot to actually be on. And I don't know if perhaps if I need to move the hand down more. Nope. Because there is like one little spot that you could actually say is for the foot. But whether I want to actually put the foot on, I think that it's got to go like that. I really do. Because that's the way that the bullets are shooting. So, I mean, that's the only logical explanation for it. Right? So, yeah, I think that it's okay to start talking about these spoilers. I don't want to give too much away about Rwby because I actually have a lot of family and friends who haven't watched it yet, and now they're starting to actually watch my channel. So I don't want to give anything away that they'd be like, oh, well, we haven't watched Rwby yet, and why did you say that, blah, 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 we don't even know. So I don't know, I'm just really kind of worried about actually doing anything. I'm going to be right back with this. I'm going to just check out something really quick. Anyway, I actually decided to just get it on there because it was probably the most difficult one to actually get on there. Stupid little stand thing. She actually isn't even correctly on there because I think the foot's got to be on the opposite end. But as of right now, I'm fine with how it is because it actually still looks just decently fine. And it's how they have it in the picture, except for the foot is on the inside of this instead of on the outside. But one thing that I was noticing is, as I was putting it together, is like on the hilt even, it's still got like the runes, the carvings, the etchings, the designs, all along there, even like on the tip of the hammer and stuff like that. Every single round you can actually see, even down into like where this part is, you can actually see the whole like design. It's incredibly detailed. This might actually be the most detailed one of them all, up maybe against Pyrrha. Pyrrha's was actually really detailed, but like I was saying earlier though, that with the Team Juniper ones, you can kind of tell that they have like the same bottoms. So I think that if you do this right, you actually will be able to combine their stages together. I think obviously it depends on the character too, because I think like John and Pyrrha will go together, and I think Ren and Nora will go together, and put them all together, and I'm pretty sure you'll actually have an actual stage. So yeah, as you can see, like I was saying, the stand for the hammer actually is what you put onto the floor, not the feet. So be advised that when you do put it on there, that's how it's going to be. So here it is in its fullest form. This is actually the tallest statue of them all, even taller than that of Yang, who actually I thought was the tallest, but she's not the tallest anymore. I think it's probably because of the hammer, but it is now probably the tallest. It says that it stands at 6 inches tall when she's on her hammer, so yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got for you. As you can tell, here is Nora in her fullest form on her hammer, and you can clearly tell that this is from the scene when they're fighting the giant scorpion, a creature of Grimm. So it's definitely when she is on the bridge with Jean and Ren and Pyrrha, and they're trying to figure out a way on how to get over to the bridge to their friends, and she slams the hammer down and knocks Ren into the air, turns around, grabs the hammer, shoots the shot, grabs him, and then smashes the scorpion right on the head. You can tell that that's kind of where this is from. Honestly though, I actually think that from Team Juniper, she probably is my favorite out of all of Team Juniper. I actually thought that she was going to be the crowd favorite. I heard a lot of people talking about how much they liked Nora and all that stuff, so I actually pictured that out of everyone, that she was going to become the fan favorite, but it actually kind of turns out no, which I'm actually kind of surprised, but I don't know, I could be wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about. But that is the Nora statue, as you can see. I don't know if you can see it off there now. You can see Nora, Pyrrha going up against Team Rwby, which all I have right now is Yang and Weiss. So the way that it's probably going to work after this is, because we started with someone from Team Rwby, thanks to Weiss being my favorite, we're actually probably going to do Blake, and then we're going to do the last two men from Juniper, and then we're going to do Rwby last, because it being her show deserves the credit of being the last one, as kind of being the respect to the main character. And I think that's only fair. I do. So we'll see Blake, and then we'll probably see John and Ren. I don't know, I haven't decided how they're going to go. So yeah, expect Blake next, and then obviously the two from Juniper that are left. So again, there's the one last shot of Nora. She was a pain, more than probably the other ones, because even more than Pyrrha, because her hands are not quite as open. So yeah, in any case, thanks for joining me, everyone. It was a pleasure to bring this to you. As always, thank you, Rooster Teeth, for making such an awesome show. Like I said, it's probably become my new favorite anime. I just want to say that thank you for everyone for the support that you've shown me, especially since I put out the more motivational reasons as to why I'm doing this. And I really hope that you all continue to stay with me. So anyway, as always, good night.